A green snake appears in a friend's tattoo tonight. It marks the one who smiles when you lose. Step back from every sudden invitation. Archangel Michael says, tonight is not an ordinary night. A sign will reveal itself in the most unexpected place, and it will not be for beauty or art. This mark is not about the tattoo itself, it is about the presence of something darker hiding in plain sight. The green snake you notice in your friend's tattoo is not just a design. It carries a message, a warning, and a signal of alignment with someone who quietly celebrates your downfall. This mark will expose a person who hides behind friendly words but secretly enjoys your struggles. When this sign appears, your instincts will stir. You may not even know why your heart feels heavy in that moment, but the unease will not be wrong. This is the time to step back from every sudden invitation that follows, because each one is a thread pulling you closer to a trap. There is power in colors and symbols, and the green snake carries an old meaning, envy, deception, and the hunger to see someone else fail. In this case, it belongs to a person who has watched you closely, waiting for the moment to insert themselves into your story. Blessing 333. Archangel Michael says, this is not to create fear, but to open your eyes. The people who smile when you lose are more dangerous than the ones who openly dislike you. The silent ones plant seeds that grow when you are not looking. Your friend may not even understand the depth of what they carry on their skin tonight. Sometimes, the person marked is a messenger without knowing it. But the energy behind that mark, the one who inspired it, knows exactly what it means. In the days ahead, they will try to draw you into situations that appear harmless. It might be a sudden party, a casual gathering, or an unplanned trip. On the surface, it will look like an act of inclusion; beneath it, it will be an opening for disruption. They are not planning to harm you openly. They will weave it into small moments, delays, misplaced words, subtle shifts in how others view you. And once it starts, the damage spreads quietly. Blessing 777. The green snake is a sign of a hidden rivalry, one that has been disguised as friendship for far too long. You may recall small moments from the past when this person celebrated your bad news just a little too comfortably. Those were not accidents. They have been patient. They have studied you, learned your routines, understood what makes you comfortable. Now they are ready to make a move under the cover of social interactions. This is why Archangel Michael says to step back from sudden invitations in the coming days. You are not to confront them directly, yet. To do so now would be to play into their plan. Instead, watch, listen, and let the truth surface on its own. Your restraint will become your shield. This season is about discernment. Every smile is not pure. Every hug is not sincere. And every invitation is not meant for your good. Blessing 999. Archangel Michael says, if you look closely, you will see more signs beyond the tattoo. The way their tone changes when you speak of your goals. The way they go silent when others praise you. These are echoes of the same green snake energy. It is important now to keep your plans private. Share your next steps only with those who have proven loyalty through action, not just through words. The one marked by the green snake will try to gain access to information about you. If you do not feed their curiosity, their attempts will weaken. Without knowing your moves, they cannot intercept them. That is how you turn the mark into a mirror, forcing them to reveal themselves. In this unfolding, you will learn who truly values your presence and who has been silently hoping for your fall. And once you see it, you will never unsee it. Archangel Michael says, the green snake will not always move where your eyes can follow. It will curl in the background, blending into the noise of conversations, the comfort of familiar faces, and the calm of a social setting. But its intentions are sharp, precise, and timed. There will be a moment when this person will seem unusually friendly. They will speak softer, smile wider, and perhaps even compliment you in ways they have never done before. That is the bait before the strike. The tattoo will be shown to you as if by accident. They may roll up their sleeve, adjust their shirt, or stretch their arm casually. The snake's body will be coiled, green glistening under light, and for a brief second, your spirit will feel the heaviness. Do not dismiss that moment. That is the very instant your awareness will be tested. If you laugh it off, you will walk into their plans without knowing. Blessing 333. In the hours after you see it, you might receive a message or a call. It could be an invitation for a late evening meeting, a quiet talk, or a group gathering. They will frame it as something you shouldn't miss. But Archangel Michael warns, the timing is no coincidence. They want to see you in a space where you are unguarded, where you cannot control the people around you. In that setting, whispers can travel faster than your own voice. There is an old tactic in silent rivalry: do not confront directly, but surround the target with half-truths and false impressions. This is what they are trying to build. They need you to walk into their chosen environment to make it work. Resisting will feel difficult, because they will mix in guilt, kindness, and the illusion of opportunity. But you must remember, the same hand that draws you in is the hand that holds the door open for harm. Blessing 555. Archangel Michael says, a friend marked by a green snake is not always the enemy, but they are often the bridge to one. Sometimes, they are unaware that they have become a vessel for someone else's jealousy. Other times, they willingly play the role. Your protection will not come from isolation, but from controlled exposure. Move carefully, keep your presence limited, and avoid staying too long in places you do not trust. Your absence in their chosen moments will frustrate their plan. This season demands strategic silence. Do not argue. Do not over-explain. Let them wonder why you didn't show, why you didn't reply, why you didn't walk through that door. The moment you break their pattern, they will reveal their impatience. And in impatience, people make mistakes. Blessing 111. When you start to pull away, expect small signs of retaliation. They may send messages that feel passive, comments that seem harmless but carry a sting. They might even try to reach you through others, painting themselves as hurt or misunderstood. This is all part of keeping you in the web. They want you explaining yourself, defending your choices, and spending energy proving you are not against them. That is how they keep you close enough to watch. Archangel Michael says, do not give them that control. Withdraw with quiet confidence. Let your actions, not your words, build the distance. Every step back is a shield rising between you and the one who smiles when you lose. And when the time comes, you will see clearly that the green snake was not just ink, it was the signature of a game you refused to play. Archangel Michael says, as you move forward, the green snake's meaning will begin to unfold in pieces. At first, it will just feel like a strange coincidence, seeing the tattoo, feeling the uneasy air around that moment. But then, small events will start to connect, like beads on an invisible string. You will notice that the invitations you receive after that night come from unexpected directions. Some will be from people you rarely speak to, yet suddenly they want you nearby. Others will be through mutual friends, spoken with urgency as if they are doing you a favor by including you. This is where the danger hides, inside the comfort of familiarity. They want to catch you off guard, to make you believe that you are being valued and remembered. But in truth, every step toward them is a step toward their arrangement. The one who smiles when you lose is not random in their movements. They have been watching and waiting for a moment like this, and the green snake was the signal that the time had come. Blessing 333. They will not strike you openly. They will gather, listen, and take notes from your own words. Everything you reveal, even in casual laughter, will be carried back to someone who will twist it into something else. Archangel Michael says you must resist the urge to overshare, even with people you trust halfway. The season you are entering demands that your truth be guarded like precious stone. Speak less, observe more, and let silence do the work that confrontation cannot. If you must attend an event, do not go alone. Your presence should be shielded by those whose loyalty has been proven in storms, not in sunshine. The snake loses its courage when surrounded by the light of genuine protection. The moment you refuse to appear in their chosen place, they will be forced to improvise. And in improvisation, the mask begins to slip. Blessing 777. You may start to notice their pattern in other areas too. The way they linger in conversations that involve your setbacks. The way they are absent when you rise but fully present when you stumble. These are not harmless traits, they are quiet feeding habits. Archangel Michael says, this is not just about protecting yourself from an individual. It is about learning to recognize the energy of those who gain strength from your weakness. Once you identify it, you will never walk blindly into their gatherings again. The green snake in the tattoo is a doorway to awareness. It is not meant to scare you, but to sharpen your vision. The next time you sense it, you will feel the shift in the air before any word is spoken. This is your shield now, intuition sharpened by signs, reinforced by action. And when they smile in the shadows, you will see it for what it is. Blessing 999. Archangel Michael says, the final act of their plan will be to extend an invitation that feels too perfect to decline. It will come at a time when you least expect it, perhaps when you are distracted by other concerns. They will frame it as something meant to lift you up, a moment of joy, a celebration. But woven beneath it is the same quiet poison. The goal is not the event itself, it is what they can gather, control, or set in motion while you are inside their circle. Once you step into their chosen space, they control the angles and the narrative. That is why you must listen to the voice that says, "Not this time." Your absence will be your loudest statement, even if no one hears it but you and heaven. The green snake has already marked the beginning of their play. Your choice now decides how it ends. Archangel Michael says, in the nights ahead, the atmosphere around you will carry subtle tension. You may feel it when certain names are mentioned, or when your phone lights up with an unexpected message. It is the ripple effect of the green snake, the energy moving quietly beneath conversations. The one who smiles when you lose will not approach you directly at first. Instead, they will position others to bridge the gap, to invite you on their behalf. These intermediaries may not even know they are part of something larger, they believe they are simply passing along a friendly offer. You must remember, the true danger rarely comes from the obvious enemy. It comes from those who wear borrowed innocence, carrying words that are not their own. The green snake thrives in such cover, hidden by charm and casual gestures. Your awareness is the first wall they cannot climb. The moment you sense a connection between the tattooed mark and the invitations that follow, you begin to step out of their design. Blessing 333. Archangel Michael says, as the days pass, the invitations will grow more tempting. There will be promises of opportunity, fun, or reconnection. They will dress the hook well, coating it with just enough sweetness to make it seem harmless. But here is the truth, they do not want you present for your benefit. They want you there so they can watch, measure, and gather. In their presence, every laugh you share and every word you speak becomes a thread they can weave into their own version of your story. Their goal is not simply to hurt you in the moment. It is to build a long, quiet narrative that can work against you even when you are absent. This is why Archangel Michael says to keep your distance, even if it feels unnatural to decline. The ones who genuinely care for you will understand your absence without question. The ones who demand explanations will reveal themselves as part of the circle you were meant to avoid. Blessing 555. This is the true art of the one who smiles when you lose. They make you participate in your own undoing. Blessing 555. But Archangel Michael says, you will not walk blind into their plan. You have already been given the sign, and with it, the power to choose differently. This time, you will pause before answering, and in that pause, their mask will shift. They will press harder, ask why you hesitate, and perhaps even guilt you for considering saying no. But remember, the louder the push, the closer they are to revealing their intent. Pressure is a sign of desperation, not genuine care. You may choose to decline without reason. You may say nothing at all. And as you do, you will feel the invisible threads loosen, one by one. The net they cast cannot hold someone who refuses to step inside. And when you stay away, the event will still happen, but without you, their play loses its main scene. Blessing 777. In the days that follow, you will notice their energy shift. The one who smiled at your losses will now grow quiet, uneasy. Their plans required your presence, and without it, they are left holding a scheme no one can see. Some may even try to reach out again, this time with a softer approach, pretending nothing has changed. This is their way of keeping the door open for the future. But Archangel Michael says, you must guard that door now and always. The green snake in the tattoo was not just a warning, it was a seal on a chapter of awareness you will carry for the rest of your life. You have seen the sign, avoided the snare, and walked away before the strike. And in doing so, you have turned their quiet celebration into their silent defeat. Archangel Michael says, the green snake may have failed to draw you into its circle this time, but its presence will not vanish overnight. Those who operate in silence will often wait for another chance, another opening in your guard. You will notice them from a distance now. Their posture when you enter a room, the quick glance exchanged with someone else, the subtle lowering of their voice when you are near. These are signs they are recalculating, deciding if it is worth trying again. This is where your awareness becomes your strongest shield. It is no longer about fear, it is about control. You control where you go, who you speak to, and how much of yourself you give away. Every step you take with intention is a barrier they cannot cross. Blessing 333. Archangel Michael says, "The days after your refusal will expose more truth than you expected. Some who were silent before will start speaking, telling you things they once kept to themselves. They may mention overhearing your name in conversations you were never meant to know about. These revelations are not random, they are the unraveling of the web. When a trap is built in secrecy and fails, the frustration leaks out in careless words. People become less guarded, and the truth begins to show. You will hear fragments of what was planned. A story that was meant to be told about you, a false account of something you never said, or the twisting of an old event into something new. Each piece will confirm that your decision to step back was not just wise, it was necessary. And each piece will make the green snake's warning echo louder in your mind." Blessing 555. Archangel Michael says, "It is important not to seek revenge. Your strength is in your distance, not in confrontation. The one who smiles when you lose thrives on your reaction. They want to pull you into a visible conflict so they can play the victim. Instead, you will let your silence speak. You will move forward, succeed quietly, and allow your actions to undo their whispers. In time, those who listen to them will see the difference between what they heard and what is real. The power of restraint is underestimated. It forces the other person to act without your cooperation, and in doing so, they expose themselves. Every step they take without your presence is a step closer to revealing their true nature. The green snake has marked them, but your awareness has freed you." Blessing 777. As weeks pass, you will notice the invitations fade. The urgency to pull you in will weaken, replaced by a distant politeness. They will still watch you, but from a place they cannot reach. Archangel Michael says, "This is the season where you must plant seeds of your own. Invest your time in people who have proven loyalty, in spaces where your spirit is at peace, and in work that cannot be stolen or twisted. The one who smiles when you lose will eventually find a new target. Their energy cannot survive without someone to shadow. But they will always remember that the green snake they thought would lure you in became the sign that shut them out. And you will remember that sometimes the smallest symbols, an image, a color, a glance, can change the course of your choices forever." Archangel Michael says, "The turning point will come quietly, almost without your effort. You will be in a setting far from the schemes, perhaps surrounded by people you trust, when the news reaches you indirectly. Someone will mention that the gathering you avoided did not go as planned. There was tension, awkward silences, and even a few disagreements among those present. Without you there, the one who smiles when you lose had no clear target, and their performance fell flat. This is the silent victory you earn when you step away. There is no public celebration, no loud announcement, just the quiet crumbling of a plan that relied entirely on your presence. And in that moment, you will understand the full power of choosing absence over reaction." Blessing 333. Archangel Michael says, "The betrayer will not admit defeat openly. Instead, they will attempt to rewrite the story, acting as though they never wanted you there in the first place. They will pretend the gathering was a success, even if their eyes reveal otherwise. But those who were in the room will remember. They will recall the strange way your absence shifted the energy, how the one who seemed so confident before struggled to keep control of the conversation. The memory will linger with them longer than you realize. This is how truth works. it plants itself quietly in witnesses and grows over time. Eventually, the image others had of this person will begin to change, without you having to speak a single word. The green snake that once felt like a threat has now become a seal of protection over your steps. Blessing 555. Weeks later, a subtle shift will happen in your circles. People who once aligned themselves with the one who smiles when you lose will begin to drift away from them. It will not be dramatic, just fewer messages, less interest, and less support. Archangel Michael says, this is the consequence of a plan exposed by its own failure. When someone builds their influence on manipulation, the cracks eventually show. And when they show, even those who once followed begin to question. Your role in this is simple: continue to move forward without being pulled into the noise. Every achievement, every quiet success, will stand as a contrast to the false image they tried to create. In time, you will see that your greatest defense was never confrontation, it was awareness and restraint. Blessing 777. And so, the green snake in the tattoo will fade from your mind as a source of fear, and remain only as a reminder. A reminder that the smallest signs can carry the greatest truths. That sometimes, survival is not about fighting harder, but about stepping aside before the blade falls. Archangel Michael says, this chapter is now closed. You have seen the mark, recognized its meaning, and chosen the path that leads away from harm. What was meant to draw you in has instead taught you how to walk out before the doors even close. From here, your path is clear. Your spirit is guarded. And the one who smiles when you lose has been left to smile alone.